Hey there, it's John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. And a lot of you will be spending some quality time this weekend in game stores, considering it is Amonkhet Prerelease weekend. So the Market Watch is here, hopefully just in time for you to get a pulse on what's hot right now, what's cold right now, in case you're purchasing any singles this weekend. We're going to talk a little bit about Standard and some Amonkhet cards that are going up and down in value. We're going to talk about Modern as well as Legacy, as we always do. Quickly before we get started, if you check out the description below, you'll find a couple ways to help support the channel, one of which is our Patreon page. We're actually very close to our next Patreon goal. And the other way is through our Amazon affiliate storefront. And if you make any purchases through any of the links compiled there, a small percentage will come back to help support the channel. You'll find almost all the cards that you see in today's video listed under the singles tabs on the storefront. All right, having said that, let's get into the cards. We're going to start off with Standard, with the top 5 cards that lost value this week. Now, we're going to see all Amonkhet cards on the list today, actually on both of the Standard lists, which probably isn't a surprise considering it is pre-release weekend. It doesn't necessarily mean these cards are bad or that they're not going to see Standard play. It just simply means that their price point was probably a little high during the pre-release season, and when sellers couldn't sell these cards at those price points, they started to bring them down a little bit. So let's see what we have here. Coming in at number 5, we have Vizier of the Menagerie, down at $1.68 to $7.39. This actually feels like a really good card to me. Very powerful, a lot of card advantage potential in a creature-heavy deck. Really, really good in Commander. Helps you fix your colors for creature spells. I think this card, even though it's going down a little bit now, I think over time has a lot of potential. Number 4, Samut Voice of Dissent, down $1.85 to $6.35. Another really fantastic Commander card. This is a potential Commander that can get a lot of damage across very quickly, and the power level is there as long as you see a deck in these colors do well in the format. This could see Standard play too. Number 3, Glyph Keeper, down $2.06 this week to 74 cents. Now this one must have been really overvalued during the pre-release time. It is a potential control finisher. It can definitely still be a control finisher. I mean, we'll know soon enough as deck lists start to come out and we start seeing how they do in tournaments. But you'll see from a card that's going up in value this week that a lot of folks may be speculating at least on a different control finisher. Number 2, Harsh Mentor, down $2.27 to $8.33. I think this card has a lot of modern potential, especially for like a Naya aggro deck. However, it is a rare as opposed to mythic rare. A lot of the cards we're looking at today are mythics. So it's already going to probably take a hit as packs get open this weekend as we go into the next couple weeks. It's going to have a harder time retaining its value in comparison to other mythics. But again, once we start seeing performance and results from the card, anything can happen. And coming in at number 1, Glorious End, down $2.79 to $4.66. I think the price point for this was a little high after it was revealed. Because it is a unique card, it did capture a lot of people's attention. It's a mythic. But then you have to start thinking, well, where can I actually play this card? There are places to play it for sure, but they're not going to be just your normal decks, right? You're going to have to really think about a strategy around this card. So at least early on, until people can wrap their head around this, I think the price will continue to drop a little more. All right, let's move into the top 5 cards that have gained value this week in Standard. And you'll see a couple things here. I mean, either these are cards that had a low price point when they were first premiered, and players were really happy to pick them up at that price point and they started to go up. Or these are cards that people are actively brewing around, preparing for the new meta. Coming in at number 5 is Drakehaven, up $1.11 to $2.92. Now, this is an example of perhaps a card that folks are gravitating to for control finisher as opposed to Glyph Keeper. We'll have to keep an eye on this one. Number 4, Angel of Sanctions, up $1.21 to $7.19. This one being a mythic, not too surprised that it's going up slightly, especially the power level of the card. It is definitely a strong card. I do have some concerns about whether it will get elbowed out of the format due to the existence of Avacyn. However, it's a good card. Maybe it holds its own with at least a copy or two in certain decks. And then when the day comes that Avacyn does rotate out, maybe this card does get a chance to shine a little more in the future. Number 3, Ronos the Indomitable, up $2.31 to $13.98. One of the 2 gods we're going to see on the list today. This one is just all about bringing the beats. And if there's anyone trying to brew an aggressive, maybe green-red deck or something like that, this could be a key part of it. Number 2, Glorybringer, up $2.38 to $4.93. I think most players have noticed almost the heavy-handed push for aggressive cards in Amonkhet, especially in the red color. And you're going to see that with the top 2 cards today. Coming in at number 1, Hazoret the Fervent, up 289 to 720. And I think when this card was originally premiered, the price point may have been a little low on it due to the fact it was the first god. And I think a lot of folks had maybe grander expectations of what gods would look like, what they would do, and were let down a little bit. Now, this is a card that isn't great in all decks. That's also one of the things that probably stood out originally when it was premiered. However, it is fantastic in aggressive builds, and I think as folks are starting to brew, they're starting to pick up on that, and that's why the price point is starting to creep up. Alright, let's move on to Modern, with the top 5 cards that lost value this week. So, the Modern format is stabilizing a little bit now, probably for a couple of reasons. First off, a lot of the attention is shifted off Modern Masters 2017 over to Amonkhet and the standard format, which is natural, that's pretty normal. Secondly, we have the announcement this week that in November we're getting a set called Iconic Masters, and that leaves open a lot of speculation as to what is being reprinted in that set. And a lot of folks are thinking about cards that perhaps were missed in Modern Masters 2017, a few cards that felt like maybe glaring omissions that maybe are left out because they're going to be in this upcoming set. So some of the prices are getting a little bit softer. Let's take a look. Coming at number 5 is Noble Hierarch, down 217 to 67.41. A perfect example of what could be a prime reprint target for Iconic Masters. Seemed like a really weird omission from Modern Masters 2017. However, this card also spiked significantly when it was left out of Modern Masters 2017. So, due to that fact alone, you kind of expect a little bit of a snapback here. And I think that's what we're seeing more than anything. Coming in at number 4 is Doubling Season from the original Ravnica, down 228 to 63.08. Now, this is a card that has had a lot of attention on it recently for a couple of reasons. First off, it was like a no-brainer upgrade to the Breed Lethality deck when that product came out a few months ago. Then, after that, it was not included in Modern Masters 2017, so that gave it another little momentum push at that point. Because of those two pushes, this card's gone up a lot, and I expect this to snap back. Maybe even a little bit more. Not too much, but I do think this is maybe a $60 card, and it will probably sit there for a while. Again, this is another card that could be influenced by the upcoming Iconic Masters. It seems like a card that potentially could fit into that concept. Coming in number 3, Engineered Explosives from the first Modern Masters, down $302 to $60. Another card that has recently spiked pretty hard and is finding its stable price point. Number 2, Mishra's Bauble, down 313 to 41.47. As good as this card is, and as much play as it has been seeing in Modern, the fact of the matter is, at some point, this could be reprinted as a uncommon card that's going to shake a lot of folks' confidence in this card. At one point, it was up to $60 not that long ago. So the price point is stabilizing down. I don't see it falling maybe below $30, $35. I think it will sit there until there is a reprint, but I have no doubt there will be a reprint. Coming in at number 1, Tarmogoyf from Modern Masters 2015, down 344 to 99.99. This is kind of right in the middle if you're looking for a Tarmogoyf. The newer one can be picked up a little cheaper. The one from the first Modern Masters is just slightly more expensive. So if you don't count Future Sight, which is kind of an entity on its own, this is just your average price right now for a Goyf. Alright, let's look at the cards that have gained value this week, and what you're going to find here are just a number of solid staples that are seeing play in multiple decks right now in Modern, just good cards. Coming in at number 5 is Snapcaster Mage, up $1.51 to $49.99. This is the Innistrad version. I always thought this card has been undervalued for a while. I mean, there's times you could have picked this up for like anywhere between $30 and $40 pretty consistently, and that felt strange to me for the amount of play that this card was actually receiving. And once the Modern Masters version came out, it did draw more attention to the card. And because of that, this card has continued to go up since then. Now, it's actually pretty funny because the Modern Masters version has amazing new art. Some folks prefer that new art. Some folks prefer the older one because this is the last of the invitational cards, so there's a little bit of history behind it. But I do admit, the new art looks incredible. And that being a mythic rare in a limited set, a lot of folks gravitated to that particular version, but now this one's being dragged along for the ride as well. So this is going to be one to watch. I think this card will continue to climb. Coming in at number 4 is Dark Confidant. This is from the first Modern Masters, up 272 to 52.25. Another card that was not in Modern Masters 2017 that's seeing significant play right now. Number 3, Liliana of the Veil from Modern Masters 2017, up 285 to 82.74. perhaps undervalued at the time the set was released. This is a iconic Magic card, and no pun intended, I don't think it's going to be in Iconic Masters or anything like that, considering we just saw it in Modern Masters. But regardless, it could fit in there, and it wouldn't be a bad reprint because, hey, it's still 82.74 even after they just reprinted it. So there you have it. But yeah, this card is phenomenal, still sees a lot of play. This will continue to climb. Coming in at number 2, Maelstrom Pulse from Alara Reborn, up 360 to 23.99. Another pretty much just staple at this point in the Modern format. And coming in at number 1, the new Phyrexia version of Surgical Extraction, up 377 to 23.45. This is a card I mentioned a few weeks back in my undervalued card video, my picks for the month, and it is starting to gain some momentum. This card is seeing play out of a lot of sideboards, and it doesn't have to be black decks due to the new Phyrexia mana requirements. Alright, let's move on to Legacy. And I've had cut the Legacy portion down for a number of weeks due to the fact that Modern was so hot. I want to spend extra time on that. But it's been a while since I did a full Legacy report, so I do want to check in and see what's happening. So let's start off with the cards that lost value. Coming in, number 5 is Guardian Beast, down 644 to 161.99. And I still think this is a fine value for this card. I mean, if you're looking to pick up something that is a great commander card, that is a rare card, I mean, a actual rare from Arabian Nights that's on the reserve list, I don't think $150 or so is a bad price point for this card. I think over time this will continue to increase. Coming in, number 4 is Chains of Mephistopheles, down 705 to 377.87. And this is a card that was a target of a buyout a while back now. The price is pretty much stabilized to around where it was prior to the buyout. Number 3, Diamond Valley, down 1307 to 210.70. This is just normal stabilization for this card. It's been sitting around the $200 price point for a little while now. Number 2, Brain Geyser from Unlimited, down 14.69 to 31.31. This one saw a jump a few weeks back, so again, it's just kind of stabilizing off that jump. Partially, it could have been a buyout. Speaking of buyouts, Gauntlet of Might at number 1, down 74.14 to 146.25. This is from Unlimited, and this card was around $200 just a couple weeks ago. This obviously was a buyout target, and they are aggressively releasing them back into the market. Alright, let's look at the cards that gained value this week. Coming in number 5, Old Man of the Sea from Arabian Nights, up 8.22 to 76.46. Well, like all the cards going up this week, this is a reserve list card, another Arabian Nights card. There's a lot of attention on that set currently. Number 4 is Plateau from Unlimited, up 9.98 to 161.48. Still one of the more affordable dual lands you can pick up, and especially an interesting pickup in Unlimited due to the fact that it has different art from the revised version. Number 3, Force Field, up 12.69 to 171.11. Again, another one of the cards from Unlimited. This had a big crash not too long ago, so I think this is again just stabilizing. Coming in at number 2, Unlimited Badlands, up 19.21 to $200.99. So this hit the $200 mark. This is another one of the Unlimited dual lands that kind of falls in the range of almost kind of affordable, but it is climbing relatively quickly, although I do expect to snap back probably sooner than later. This is a pretty nice jump. And coming in at number 1 this week is Jazam Jin, up $30.07 to $496.50. Now, this card has been sitting around the $450 to $500 price point for a while, so this isn't unusual. But I do want to point out, again, this is a card that sees a fair amount of play in the 93-94 format, for those of you interested in that format. It's a great card there. And again, it's another one of those cards that just feels very iconic. Now, it is on the reserve list, so not Iconic Masters iconic, but iconic nonetheless. And again, it's the art in this card. And at the time, this was a very powerful creature. Like, you did not see 5/5s for 4 in Magic during that time period. Even with the drawback, this was a phenomenal, phenomenal creature to pick up. And the art was actually kind of the face of Magic for at least a period of time. So there we have it. This card, I think, will stay stable around 500 and over time continue to climb. Alright, having said that, that is the Market Watch for this week. I hope you found it helpful. Good luck at your pre-release this weekend. Let me know in the comments below if you get any crazy pulls, any invocations, anything like that, and how you do, how your tournament went. Love to hear that stuff. Until next time, hey, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible by the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.